What's going on, everybody? This is Alex with the Stock Operator channel with your weekly account portfolio update video. And hey, in this video, we got a lot to go over. Market's under pressure. We're in an orange cycle. We are in a nice drawdown, but hey, the account's still doing pretty well. We're sitting at 132,950, up about 4% on the year, outperforming the IWV, which is our goal. And yeah, in this video, it's gonna be a short one today. I'm gonna just go over a couple things that we saw, this week in terms of our portfolio, what things are moving a lot and what things we're kind of worried about. But yeah, man, we bought those puts back into the rally last week, and it's paid off a little bit. So we're gonna go over that. And just kind of a short little update for you guys to see where we're at and see where we're going. Hey, if that's what you're into, stick around. All right, so for those of you who are new to the channel, basically what I do on these videos is I go over my market monitor, which is my cycle forecast for the market, and whether it's gonna go up or go down, or which cycle we're in. Yeah, I have it right here. Let me show you guys. So this is the cycles. Orange goes to green, green goes to yellow, yellow goes to red, and currently we are in a orange cycle, as you can see right here, and it's a pretty weak one. So if I go up here, yeah, so this orange cycle, we're actually down 1.8% right now. This is day 4 orange. Now, typically in an orange cycle, you like to see it go to green really quickly. So we have an attempt, that the market could really explode here. We could start a new rally. So we're looking for that. But given that it's already day 4 in an orange cycle, that's a little bit bearish, right? And we're down 1.8%, and the average is about negative 0.71. And so year to date, we're only up 0.4 in the market. And this time for February, we should be up about 2.92% or 3%. So we got a lot of ground to cover, but it's just we're kind of weak here. And yeah, we're in a 2.2% drawdown on the IWV. So yeah, also, if for those of you who are new, we're running basically a 60-40 portfolio here. And I've created this account for my kid, just try to grow it in a risk-averse sort of long-term way. We do some tactical stuff a lot, but the bulk of the portfolio is basically long-term. We're not buying or selling that stuff that active. Maybe we buy and sell like 1% or 2% of the portfolio each week with turnover of that kind of magnitude. But this is kind of what we're looking at here. We got some fixed income. We have some call spreads, puts, of course, on the market, and then we have kind of thematic baskets. Okay, so right now, hey, this is the account. This is the equity curve. We are currently in a 6.4% drawdown. We are below our quarterly moving average, which we really want to get above that. Oops, let me just click this one more time. We really want to get above this because good things happen when we're above our quarterly moving average for our equity curve, and not so good things happen when we're below. So we really want to see this bounce next week, and as you can see, we have a higher low setup almost on our equity curve. So looking for some green next week to get us out of this drawdown. And yeah, this drawdown was pretty steep, and now we're appreciating that it bounced. And so what I want to go over in the next part of this video is just show you guys the stocks that really moved for us this week and protected us from going even further down, and yeah, what's given us this return so far. We want to be up more. We were up 11% on the year at one point, but hey, this is the market we're in because we're heavily in some very risky stocks. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys some of those moves. Okay, so just to start off this portion of the video, let's just go over the market here. This is the IWV index, or the Russell 3000. It's basically the broadest market index that you can have. And yeah, this is the couple moving averages here. This is the quarterly moving average in red. This is the yearly moving average in green, and it's the quarterly of the quarterly moving average in light yellow here. And as you can see, this kind of quarterly moving average has basically been the guardrail for this market for some time here. And whenever this thing is kind of pushing up against the quarterly moving average, as you can see back here, not such good things happen once it breaks. So we're always kind of wanting to hedge for that downside just in case. And yeah, I mean, Thursday's action was pretty weak, and just monitoring that. Now we do have a potential higher low here if the market wants to move up, but it's getting volatile, and it just seems like we need to kind of flush out before we go higher, like a typical spring. You know, if we go to the Qs, they're a little bit weaker. I drew out this pattern here, which is like kind of like a head and shoulders / Wyckoff pattern that we actually have broken out of, and then we back tested, and then we're continuing, as you could kind of see here. So, you know, that's why we have those puts. The puts are providing some protection for us right now. That's why we're kind of up a little bit more than the market here. And this thing is below its quarterly moving average when we're a little bit below. But, you know, just monitoring that. Hopefully this is a higher low, and then we spring and we make a big move next week. That's kind of what we're looking for. But if it doesn't do that, hey, we have a lot more downside potential. So a couple things that saved the portfolio on Friday was, man, we were in this Corsair. We always bought this thing because of the memory, you know, shortage and all that sort of a thing. Like the memory stocks are just kind of going crazy. So we bought Corsair, you know, around here when the CEO was buying, and yeah, we were just kind of bag holding this thing. But the way this thing was going down was quite bullish, actually, you know, because it didn't really like collapse. Only that was a really nice candle here the day before earnings, because it basically got everybody out, and then it gapped up. And what was that? It was up. Let's see here. It was up at the highs about 65% on the day, back into this yearly moving average before it kind of corrected. But maybe if this thing kind of goes sideways here, this is a nice little pattern here. You know, we got interested in it because of this rally right here. You know, that there's some speculative guys going in here, and it was looking pretty good. But this is a nice spring, so we'd like to see this stock kind of really rally here and get back up into the $10 to you know, $11 range before it breaks out to another new high. So Corsair really kind of saved it for us. We had a 2% position in this thing, and it went up about 50%. So made 1% off of that stock for the account. Another stock I want to show you guys that we got into is, we were doing some research over the weekend and over the week, and this Lidar stock, AEVA. We actually initiated a position into this thing around this candle and around these candles right here. We kind of just like where it's at. You know, this is Lidar, which is like, you know, drones and automatic driving and that sort of thing, right? So, you know, looking for this thing. There's some really big growth expected out of this stock, and, you know, it corrected massively, and we're kind of in this consolidation. So we, you know, might as well just try to buy it around these lows here and hope for the best, you know, about a 1 to 1.5% position on this. You know, we took some profit on some stocks. We took some profit on THR, which was a good one. What else did we do? We got into this Unity software with a small position, because, you know, software stocks are just getting crushed. And so we're just kind of piking around, trying to you know, catch some of these selling climaxes. As you can see here, there's some massive volume coming into this. Don't like how it had the massive volume and it's declining even more. So it's not that big of a position. We're in call spread. So, you know, we had bought it at the lows and then sold another call when we were up on it. So that's another software stock. We did actually buy a little bit more Pega on this news. This thing beat earnings and it raised guidance. There was no reason for it to be down other than software is just getting absolutely destroyed. So, you know, this is the time to be buying, you know, when we're orange cycle. Yeah, I'll just show you guys that one more time. You know, orange cycle, you know, let me show you guys, where is this? Orange cycle. Yeah. So typically when you are in an orange cycle, you want to be buying, right? Like let me show you guys the setup here. So, you know, this is just for those of you who are new, like this is my cycle, basically P&L, right? If you time the cycles perfectly, like what do we do here? Well, this is orange day 1, exit yellow day 1, and safety stop red day 1, just in case the orange cycle goes back to red, so you get stopped out. This is an aggressive, you know, entry. So at the open, so more conservative, of course, we're going to take it at the close. So that's if we didn't like buy it midday or and stuff like that. You still have a pretty nice, you know, annualized return here just from the cycle, you know, forecast sort of a thing. And of course, this is just the index level, not that individual stock. So buying day 1 orange is a very profitable endeavor. So we're trying to capture the, you know, the first day of green, that sort of thing. And that's what we're on deck for. So that's why we are getting interested in buying stocks at the moment. So anyways, just wanted to show you guys that. That's why we're sort of piking in here, trying to buy some more stuff. Just a lot of things happening under the surface, you know, like we're having these like major blow-ups in real estate services stocks now, like the Zillows of the world are just, you know, just getting destroyed. The Sales Forces of the world getting destroyed. Now of the world, you know, just and Microsoft being down, what is it, 20 or 30% from the highs. So actually, I like this setup right here, higher low setup. So just there's a lot of things to be mindful of on the increased on the downside. That's why I have some puts. We got like 2% position in puts or something like that with these spreads. But we did actually buy this one. Yeah, let me show you guys this one. So we're getting into some cybersecurity because I'm just thinking, okay, with all these AI agents, the one kind of crux is that like they're not safe. So you need a way to, you know, still protect. And I just think if the activity is going to increase with all these agents around, cybersecurity, I mean, like it's still going to be useful. So, you know, the Nets of the world, the Net had a good earnings and still it's having a hard time with this quarterly moving average right here. You know, the CrowdStrikes of the world, you know, all these sorts of cybersecurity, I think it's going to be a big theme. And it was a theme earlier, but just monitoring it. But, you know, we still need to stay protected and still need to watch our back. But, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on where, you know, the market's under pressure. And it could get worse, to be honest. But, you know, things that are like Bitcoin and Ethereum related, like on Thursday, this thing didn't have a very bad day. It was actually up on the day, and now it's kind of bouncing. So maybe we finally get our crypto bounce. Because we were basically in a lot of these stocks that were hit really hard early on. And so that's what you want to look for. Now that we're in an orange cycle, end of the red cycle, these things that were hit really hard should kind of start to bounce, where, you know, the Pepsis of the world should start to go down because everybody rotated into, you know, those sorts of stocks. Those will start to come down in this green cycle and underperform, where the things that were hit really hard, like the software names, and you know, like look at this figure. This thing is just down like, you know, what is it, 55% in like a month. So like big moves to the downside, and hoping that these things are going to start bouncing here because they're right where they should be bouncing. You know, oil is doing really well. We had ARM do really well. This is going to bring AI into cell phones and stuff like that. We did actually initiate a new position into Lidar, and we got some calls on this thing. We just think that the home builder theme is a nice theme to get into. It's in a nice spot with the yearly moving average right here. It's had enough time to digest the sellers from that moving average. Another thing that we're watching, you know, is just like the moves that these auto parts makers are making. So like industrials that are able to shift production from like normal stuff, like autos or airplanes. Like look at this FTAI had this big breakout because they shifted towards data centers. So this BWA just shifted towards data centers for you know, it's some car part stuff, and it got a big move out of that. This MGA up 20%, these car parts, you know. So I just think, like, you know, maybe we need to start having more exposure towards these industrials, because maybe that's where the real moat is, and that's where the real protection from AI is going to be. Okay, and so, hey guys, with that short video today, didn't want to show you guys too much, just wanted to give you guys the update. Sorry I didn't make the video yesterday. I just had some other things going on, so I wasn't able to do it. But so that's it. So hey, if you guys have any questions or if you like the video, hey, please hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.